Greetings, brave adventurers! My name is FoxyBard, and did you know I have a subreddit? I do! I have a subreddit! And today I'm going to read you the very first story ever posted on that subreddit. Now that's a way to guarantee that your story is going to get posted. So, without further ado, grab yourselves a seat around the fire as we dig into this tale of role-playing. Today's story comes to us from the user Scaleskin Bastard, and it's entitled, Never Mess with a Married Woman. My alternate title for this story is, Let's Go Lesbians, Let's Go! Which, that should set expectations. Tale start. Hello everyone, really enjoying hearing tales from the crazy critters of YouTube who narrate RPG stories, like the Fox with Flair. You didn't see it, but I'm butch. Just pretend I'm throwing my hair back. The Crooked Crab, the Draconic Cringe Hoarder, along with a cloaked dude and skeleton guy. Heck, even a damn dog. But anyway, fanboy crap aside, here goes. There was a D&D 5e campaign my cuz invited me to join in. She and her friends will often make the wackiest of characters. I'm no saint myself, but it's a simple sign to me that I don't have to be too serious in a campaign. Despite that, I made a character, Snapper, for said campaign that had a tragic backstory mixed with a crazy personality. He was probably the best lizard folk character I made, both stat-wise and RP-wise. Reasons? I rolled 2 18s and a 5 for his stats, so he could hit hard and be hit hard, and his tragic backstory was my excuse for why he acted dumb as hell without being completely useless. However, the main thing with this story is the chaos that would ensue. My cousin made a tiefling warlock, Mavie, who did not like to work with others. She was strong, though the funny thing was how she chose magic stone and never casted Eldritch Blast. This tiefling was for the sake of the story by the DM supposed to be recruited along with my character by the, thankfully not overpowered, DMPC. My character, acting like a dog without an owner, would take up the offer. The tiefling was only interested on the idea that there was going to be a lot of gold. Naturally, Mavie and Snapper did not get along. As the two stayed in the village of Greenest, both were friends of the mayor. Said mayor, who was described as essentially a very kind-hearted drow, enjoyed Snapper's tales of hunting beasts, which led her to watching a public duel between Snapper and a dragonborn warrior. Before the battle had occurred, though, Mavie decided to talk with the mayor one-on-one. And what else did my cuz do but flirt with her? Did she get a nat 1? Nope. A damn nat 20. I want to interject here to say that a nat 20 on diplomacy is not mind control. It's not going to make someone immediately always fall for you. But in this case, I'm okay with it. So the mayor became so infatuated with her that these two women would be married. Funny how dice rolls work, but I thought it was friggin' hilarious. This basically meant that whatever event the mayor went to see, Mavie was there as well. And see, it's that kind of thing. It sounds like it was just, hey, I'm kind of cool. Do you want to get to know me better? And then they did. And then they got married. Like, I don't mind that. I kind of like that. This included the battle between the two scaleskin brutes, Snapper and the Dragonborn pit fighter. Funny thing with the battle was that the Dragonborn claimed my lizardman cheated in a pit fight, while Mavie decided to try and cast guidance on said Dragonborn. Thanks for that, cuz. So this would lead to my guy eventually becoming triumphant and letting out a mighty roar. The crowd cheered, and he earned name recognition from most of the village. Of course, the tiefling had to talk smack about the big brute. I'd like to say that I made Snapper give back a snappy one-liner and left it at that, but with -3 to intelligence and only a +1 in wisdom, I did what I thought he would do. Snapper then challenged Mavie to a duel, of which she accepted. Of course, despite her fiancé's protest, the little tiefling wanted to show the big rodent she saw as Snapper his place. This would not happen for a little bit, as soon before said duel would happen, there was a big and beautiful wedding to be had. Being good friends with the mayor, Snapper would attend to see the nicest person he met unite with the most irritating person he met. But hey, all's fair in love and war, right? The wedding had some dancing, beautiful music, birds, and even a lovely moonlit night. In accordance to her goddess, that I can't remember, the moonlight would shine upon them both in their waltz with one another. A magic would embrace them both, as each of them see one of their eyes trade places with their new spouses. Certainly a sight to behold. Y'all, that's really gay. That's really gay. I love it. Then snap back to reality after the ceremony. Maeve again talks down to Snapper. Ironic wording, considering he was at least 2 feet taller. However, Snapper would not fight the spouse of a good ally on the day of her wedding. He has no intelligence, but Snapper has enough wisdom. As the brute tries to leave, the tiefling uses her racial magic to cast Vicious Mockery. The spell fails, but hearing the infernal words from Maeve caused Snapper to get a nasty flashback, prompting him to leave the wedding completely. I get that you're going for like a fun prank between air quotes friends, but maybe that's a little much. Sometime after the wedding, the duel would be held within the town coliseum. Inside the structure, the two combatants would be prepared to fight. Snapper, the burning desert storm herald barbarian. Maeve, the powerful stone bearer. Can't remember subclass. Sorry. Before the battle commenced, the mayor would again do her best to convince her now wife to not participate in battle. She knew Snapper would never back down, but hoped Maeve wasn't so hard-headed. Her efforts were in vain, as her lover would then throw herself into the ring with the beast. With the two powerful and evil creatures— wait, they're evil? I didn't get that part. Are they evil? Apparently they're evil. Ready to fight in the arena, the battle would then commence. Snapper, going first, would run immediately up to Maeve to corner her. The battle seemed intense, with the tiefling trying to play with the lizardman's mind as he attempted to chop her in response. Physical attacks from Maeve were proving ineffective to Snapper's thick hide as he kept trying to bite her. Despite the power struggle between the two, it would come down to several hit points between these headstrong warriors. This would be left to Snapper's next attack that would decide the outcome of this battle. What were the rolls on this attack? A damn nat 20, followed by max damage. I thought this was awesome, for all of 2 seconds before asking the DM if I could retcon or reroll. The reason why? Maeve had maybe 2 hit points left, and max damage on a crit alone was 24 slashing damage before my strength modifier. Not only would this mean I killed off the wife of a powerful ally to Snapper, but I would have then killed one of my cousin's favorite characters. The DM told me that she would not allow any of what I suggested, and said for me and my cousin to listen. It was described as Snapper raising his axe in his blind rage to let down a final blow on Maeve. Then, the DM rolled a d20. Yet another— this is so many— nat 20! This was followed by a description of the mayor hopping down from her stand to stab a rapier through the lizardman's wrists. Snapper immediately dropped his great axe, surprisingly left at 1 HP rather than none, and had his hands raised up by the mayor using her rapier. Oh, I like her. Can she be my wife too? The mayor then announced to the town that Snapper the Burning Desert was victorious. I laughed, my cousin made a slight chuckle, and the DM said that this made me lose a little AC. Which was fine, considering I made it kinda OP to begin with. Despite all this craziness, it actually got better. After chatting with one another in hospital beds, words of kindness from a slime girl nurse, and the musical notes from the mayor's harp, Snapper and Maeve would have a form of respect for one another, leading to awesome adventures for the two badass evildoers and their necrotic magic-using boss. Though those will be a story for another time. And please, tell me that her sword-wielding wife came with her. TLDR, my character gets into a fight with another PC he despises, but learns a hard lesson. If you mess with a crazy lady, she probably has a scarier spouse that could probably do even worse. Tale end. Now, obviously, I liked this story. This was great. And to Mavy's wife, who was never given a name, whatever, to the mayor, from one sword lesbian to another, I salute you. No, seriously, I own a sword, and I won my sword in battle. Doesn't get much more sword lesbian than that, now really, does it? Right, the story. I love how the DM handled this. It was like, no, you do what you're gonna do, you do what the character would do, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna go off without a hitch, because you've got a pair of lesbians who love each other very much and just got married here. Yeah, no one's dying in this particular encounter. I'm glad that you had fun with this game and that PvP actually turned out to be kinda neat and not a complete disaster. See, sometimes, if it's done well, it can be fun. But that will do it for Foxy today. Thank you for joining me for the very first inaugural story from the subreddit. If you want to share your own stories on the subreddit, head on over. There's a link in the description, or it's just r/FoxyBard. And now I'm going to try to speedrun my usual outro. Don't forget to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, leave me your comments down in the comment section below, and ring the bell notification icon and select all notifications if you want to be notified whenever I upload a new video. You can also find me on Twitter at @FoxyBard, and there is the FoxyBard Discord at discord.gg/FoxyBard. And now for a normal speed shout out to all of my patrons over on patreon.com/FoxyBard. I love and appreciate every single one of you. You're incredible and you help me keep doing what I do. If you want to join the list of names scrolling by the screen right now, head on over to patreon.com/FoxyBard, where you can sign up for as little as $3 a month. You get videos early, basically when they're done, and all of them ad-free for you, but that will be it. So, head on over to the subreddit, share your stories there, or just share memes and other nonsense. I'll see you there, but for now, let's douse the fire and get back to our own adventures.